All right, we're back in session. Introduce
Corey
yourself.
Danner, Bannock County Coroner.
Okay.
All right, this morning, I'm just here to get a contract signed. This is between Idaho State Police Forensic Services and Bannock County Coroner's Office and the Eastern Idaho Forensic Pathology Center. It's an MOU rather than a contract, but basically what this does for us is it puts another tool in our belt. Currently, toxicology testing takes about 2 to 4 weeks to get back. This would be a 48-hour turnaround. This would be us being able to do it all locally between Boise and Pocatello. So what this does for not only us, we've been asked to run the pilot program for this. Like I said, this is a 48-hour turnaround. This gives us the ability to do toxicology testing when we're on the fence about whether or not we believe it's an overdose or whether we should go to autopsy or not. This gives us the ability to get toxicology back in a much quicker fashion, and we can make a better, more educated decision rather than erring on the side of caution and going straight to autopsy.
Okay. And you pass this through legal. Any questions?
No, I think it's a great opportunity for us, and I appreciate Tori being willing to take the lead on this. Move it forward.
Okay. Motion.
Mr. Chair, I'd make a motion that we accept the MOU.
MOU.
Yeah, MOU as presented.
We have a motion. All in favor, say aye.
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 Good. Thanks, John.
You got 3 more minutes before we can get the next one up. Anything else?
That's all I got today. That's all I'm on the agenda for today. How about that?
That's why we could just have a conversation.
Well, I think everything's moving in the right direction. I think we're doing a lot of great things that are moving us forward and that are giving us the opportunity to take a leading role. So.
Well, the gentleman I introduced you to down at the fair, I saw him a couple days later, and he says, "Well, he just come from a wreck." I didn't realize that till I read the paper.
Yeah.
He says, what he'd been through already that day. It's kind of interesting.
Well, yeah. I think that there's a lot of that goes on that I don't think everybody realizes, but I think that also comes with the territory. You know, we deal with tragedy all day long. We can't wear it on our face and let that stop what we have to do the rest of the day to continue moving forward. Yeah. So I think that just goes to the point of being professional and the education and training that helps us.
I'm talking about training. Your trainings, you got to finish them out over in Chubbuck after that?
Yeah, that was a really good, that was a really good opportunity. We opened that up. That was brought in also. We were asked to do that by the state of Idaho, so it was free training. I put it out there to Bonneville County, surrounding counties. We had Bonneville County, Chubbuck, ISP, Pocatello, Bannock County, of course, all law enforcement. A lot of the coroners are going to have the same opportunity, so we didn't have a lot of coroner presence, but we did have a lot of law enforcement presence, which I appreciate because we did take that extra step and get it approved through POST, which is their certification for their ongoing training requirements. So it made it beneficial for the area law enforcement to come and see a training that was gauged for coroners and investigators for overdose trainings, but it really, what it does is it makes us be able to work together because they understand what we're looking for, but it also gives them an opportunity to learn and different investigative techniques for that as well. For me, it's a big opportunity because we were able to bring training in locally that didn't cost the agencies around us anything to be able to come to. And right now, that's a big deal between manpower shortage, trying to send people to training. They don't have the coverage to send them, and the cost is greater because of how far people have to go to get quality training. So it's a great opportunity, again, for us to be able to bring that locally.
Yeah. Well, that's something John's expressed since he's been here, is local training.
Yeah.
And doing it here, so.
Yeah, and that's, we're big on that, trying to do. In fact, we're in the process of setting up another 3-day death investigation course that we're going to open up to all local surrounding agencies. So, and I know that that's been requested after the first one that we did here. So they thought that was a really good opportunity, so we're going to do another one.
Good.
And we'll just continuously do that based on the need and want. And so, but I enjoy being able to offer that. So, yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Hey, look at that.
We're back on time?
Perfect.
Well, we're within 15 minutes of everybody's
you
time.
go.
Dylan,
Thanks, guys.
Good morning, Dylan Evans, landfill manager. Before you guys today, we had a slight adjustment to the PWCC inmate contract. They removed the word landfill twice. So I'm back before you guys again today to see if you'd kindly sign that contract for us.
okay. And you've looked over this one?
I don't know if I've seen that one.
Not since the change. We looked through it and it was just two words that changed the Bannock County landfill. I think that we highlighted it in the section that we sent over to you guys.
Yeah.
Everything else is the same, just change those.
Yeah, I don't know if they had somebody write up the contract and just hadn't had their people look over it, but they chose to remove the word landfill twice. So it just says Bannock County instead of Bannock County landfill.
Okay. Any questions?
Nope.
Comments?
Nope, I'm good. Mr. Chair, I'd make a motion that we go ahead and approve the IDOC contract as presented.
We have a motion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right.
Awesome. Thank you guys.
How's all things up there?
Doing good. We're loving the weather. It's been nice. Not being 99 degrees and getting quite a few things done.
The odor changes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Honestly, sorry to say.
Yeah, it definitely does.
It's a big difference.
But, you know, the ladies coming up and helping us, I think it's made a huge difference. I've had quite a few comments from different people saying that it's night and day different.
So what all are you having them do?
Mostly just picking up blown litter, but they also run our hazardous waste with us. So we put one of our senior guys with there and then they collect from the vehicles and do those things. And then we have them do special projects like detail the vehicles, separate some more hazardous waste materials, tires, batteries, things like that. But I would say probably 90% of it is just picking up blown litter from the hill, which I think has made a huge difference. In fact, they're going to come back for hazardous waste day this Saturday, or the second, next Saturday.
Next week.
And then we'll be done with them for the rest of the year. Felt like instead of spending that money, you know, we kind of feel like we're chasing our tail a little bit, sending them way off into the nether to try and find things to do. But now that things are looking good, we'll be able to turn them loose and save a little bit of that money. And hopefully, anyway.
Good.
Yep, I've been liking it. Been liking it a lot.
How's equipment holding up?
Good and bad.
Good and bad?
Some standard wear and tear things, but we haven't had any of the major oopsies anymore.
Okay.
Some of that stuff. It's gonna be tough going into that tier 4 and all the sensors and things that go bad, and hopefully we'll be able to get some newer equipment and be good for a while anyway. Hopefully.
Keep it going. Okay.
All right, thank you.
Awesome, thank you.
Thanks, Dylan.
Todd, come on up before the mayor walks in.
Thanks. Is he out there?
Yeah.
Can't you hear
I just heard him. I just heard him.
I was focusing on Dylan. Blocking everything else out.
Good morning, Todd Mauger, Bannock County Juvenile Justice in the village. And I have Callie Dance.
Yep.
You want to introduce yourself?
I'm Kelly Dance. I'm with the Gen State Public Health AmeriCorps program through ISU.
So we're here today to review and ask for a signature on the site agreement with AmeriCorps, or the Gem State AmeriCorps program through ISU. And I'll let Callie talk a little bit and introduce the program real quick.
So AmeriCorps is a federally funded paid volunteership. We partner with nonprofits throughout Idaho and institutions to get students who are looking for experience in the public health field partnered with those nonprofits that could get them that experience, and we're able to give them a biweekly stipend, living allowance, and a scholarship at the end of their service through our grants. So that's what we do. We want to help increase, expand, and enhance the capacity of services provided by the village and our other host sites, and partner students in that field, graduate students and undergraduate students going into that field, so that they're able to continue their coursework and get the hands-on experience that they need.
So on average, how many days a week, or how many hours a week, or whatever?
So do you want to, there's two different, there's a part-time and more of a full-time
Right.
position,
Mhm.
so.
There's a 1,200-hour contract or a 900-hour contract that they can choose from. And Tom could kind of help with that too. But the 900 hours more of a part-time, and the 1,200 hours more of a full-time contract that they'll have to fulfill.
So when I was introduced to Cali and the AmeriCorps program, and looking at what we're trying to do, or we're not trying, we're gonna do, over at the village, I feel like this provides us an opportunity to increase and expand our services. We've created two, and not only that, I think it helps those students gain some knowledge and experience in the field over at the village and in juvenile justice, and in the, helping those families in general in that profession. So I think it provides a great opportunity for us down the road to maybe mold some people and provide work experience for them to help with the labor force later on when we're filling positions, and I feel like it addresses some gaps that we have in services at a state level and at the local level we're addressing. I've created two job descriptions, and we're looking to hire between 4 and 7 or so students, but the first one is a behavioral health specialist, and they'll conduct diagnostic assessments, develop individual service plans to be reviewed every 90 days to help guide the treatment process with youth and families. And they'll provide outpatient, individual, family, and group psychotherapy with our youth. And then administer our risk assessments for those kids that may have suicidal ideations or struggle with self-harm. So that's one, and we're looking for a master's level graduate student for that position. And then the other is an assessment center specialist, and they'll assist with performing our screenings and assessments and case management for the youth and families that we serve. And then they'll assist the families and youth with locating appropriate services that meet needs of the family. They'll assist with front desk welcoming and support, data entry, and then other duties for the functioning of the village as we need. So I think it provides a great opportunity for us to team up with ISU and the students in the community and provide additional support and services to those families.
Questions?
Nope, I like it.
I'm excited. I mean, we've been a month that we've been open basically, and it's just blooming.
Yeah, we've had quite a few people come in the front door. We've actually, I looked at our list yesterday, and we'd served 27 families already since we're opening. Anywhere from the citation pathway to people walking in the front door requesting services and help. So it's a building process. We're working diligently to get things set up and moving forward. I was kicking myself the other day, feeling like we need to be moving faster, and I talked to another assessment center director that's from Louisiana, and he's like, he reached out, he's like, I see your media stuff, it looks like you're moving right along, and I'm like, I feel like it's moving so slow, and he's like, oh, don't worry, in 5 years you're gonna have it, and I'm like, 5 years? We're shooting for the next 4 weeks, buddy. Like, so I felt okay after that.
Just remember to breathe.
Yeah.
I visited with a commissioner from Oneida County and
Oh,
Commissioner
Bill.
Lewis and also prosecutor, and they were excited about the facility. I mean,
Yeah, I think we have some real options to bring in, first off, to serve those outlying counties, the rural counties, but also bring them to the table in the next year or so, show them the benefits of it to get them on board and working forward. So in talking to Callie, we could even station some of those AmeriCorps students at those rural counties where they really struggle for manpower and services. So it's an
awesome.
exciting opportunity we have. So
Well, Mr. Chair, I would like to make a motion that we approve the site agreement between ISU, AmeriCorps, and the village.
Do you have a motion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you.
Thank
Very,
you.
very much.
back to work, Kelly.
Mayor.
How are you today?
Oh, loving life. How about yourself?
What was that?
How about yourself?
Doing great. How are you? Good. How are you? Good. That's an incredible program, by the way. Oh, do you want me to come up here?
Yep, you're it.
All right. Figured you did. Well, good morning, Commissioners. Thank you for taking a few minutes of your time to talk about a few things that's happening in Pocatello and address some of the concerns and issues that we have. We really do appreciate your time and everything that you do for our community and our county. It's awesome to have you here. A couple things that I probably should mention. Commissioner Crowder, I saw him last night at a veterans meeting that they were having. They had invited me there for the Veterans Day Parade, which will be happening on the 11th of November. And so you're obviously invited to that. We'd love to see you out and about. They've kept that politics and everything out of that Veterans Day Parade, which has been ideal and perfect, if you ask me. They wanted to put a spot for the mayor and for the commissioners, and they said, well, if you do that, then you need the mayor of Pocatello, and then you need a spot for the mayor of Chubbuck, and then you need a spot for the mayor of Wickham and McCammon and Lava, and you need to do all that. You need a spot for the county commissioners. Then if we're going to do that, then you need to make sure that everybody that else that's been elected in the county needs a spot also. And I said, why don't we just leave it as veterans, not muddle it up. This was a few years ago, and they said, really? Well, we really want you there. I said, well, I think a good spot for us is on the sidelines watching you, and they've done that. And last year they had a very good parade. This year there's a few issues happening there, but those issues are who's organizing, how it's being organized, and stuff like that. But it's going to be a great parade, and they're going to get into a rotation and stuff. And I don't know what was said after I left, but Commissioner Crowder knows he was there. And I don't know if anything else was said about the parade other than that we will have it. It will probably be on the same parade route that it went last year, which started where the parade started over here on First Street, but they went up to Holt Arena. I recommended that they actually walk downhill, not uphill, but they chose the uphill route. So I think it's gonna be the same spot and the same thing. So just wanted you to make sure that was on your schedule. That was a good thing.
Uphill is always tough on them old cars.
Well, they're driving trucks and cars, and I'm not thinking about the cars. I'm thinking more about the people that are walking, because you had a lot of walkers too. So it's a neat parade, though, I'll tell you that. A couple other things that are happening today. We have Congressman Simpson in Pocatello. He'll be here in a few hours. He has had some appropriations added to a bill for a couple projects in Pocatello that I don't want people to overlook. Number one, we've worked, it's interesting, in 2010 when I first made my first trip to Washington, D.C. As the mayor to kind of talk to him about what we can get and what we can do and what we need to do for help in some of the projects in Pocatello that are very difficult at best to fund. And Johnny Creek, sewering Johnny Creek was one of the very first things I talked to them about there. And it's been interesting. Every time I've gone back, which has been a number of times a year, I ask about Johnny Creek sewering. Well, Congressman Simpson has finally been able to get some money appropriated for the sewering of Johnny Creek, and there's $1.75 million. Now, $1.75 million is a far cry from 15 to the 17 million that we believe it's going to take. But it's still something, and so he wanted to come out, he wanted to tour it, and so this morning we'll be on a tour with Congressman Simpson through the Johnny Creek area, and so we can show him exactly what we think that 1.75 will be able to accomplish, and we'll continue to ask him for more help. And we'll see. It will put a lot of the backbone in. It will put probably halfway up Johnny Creek, the main line halfway up Johnny Creek, so people can start to hook onto that sewer, and we can get wean people off of the septics that they have up in that area. So it'll be nice. The city will be looking to see if there's any way we can continue that all the way up the hill, and if we can, then great. If we can't, then we'll keep looking for more money and for more ways to make that happen. So he will be in town to do that. A couple other things. Another thing that he has done for us is Idaho is a pass-through state, and I absolutely hate that Idaho is a pass-through state when it comes to federal dollars. Congressman Simpson got, I think, $3 million, it may have been $4 million for our Center Street underpass, also appropriated, because Center Street underpass was supposed to be fixed in 2017. We're in 2023. Every year they move it back a couple more years. It was now on the schedule for 2030, I think, 2027 to 2030. They just keep moving it back further and further back. Well, he got us some money appropriated. So the state, in their infinite wisdom, decided that they would take that $4 million that he got. I think it was $4 million that he got appropriated for the Center Street underpass, and said, well, great, they've got this for the Center Street underpass. We'll take the money. It's scheduled for 2027. We'll just take this $4 million, we'll put it somewhere else, and we'll make sure that it's funded in 2027. And so they did that. And so the funding was not intended for that, but that's where that money went. So we went back and asked Congressman Simpson if he would get us more money again, and that we needed it again because of what the state had done as a pass-through state. And so he did it again, and this time he got, I think, $5.7 million to fix the underpass. Well, I asked him if we could just get it somehow shipped just to Pocatello, because the state has proven what the state's going to do. For some reason, this little region here has kind of been tough for the state to do a lot with a lot of times. And so we have, he said we can't do that, and so it went back to the thing, and then we studied on top of it, and I sat down with the director of LTAC, because that's where the money goes to ITD, then through LTAC, and then to the cities, and said, look, Simpson's not going to continue to do this for anyone in the state if you keep doing that. We have to move on this. He expects this to be done, and done now. This is a shovel-ready project. Let's get it done. And so the Center Street underpass will go out for bid at the end of this fall. I think in October we'll put it out to bid for the start date in next spring. So next spring, theoretically, you should have the Center Street underpass closed, and it will be closed for a few months, which is going to be a little bit challenging. But we are finally going to see that move forward. We've got it actually moved up from 27 to 24 now. And so Simpson's done a lot of really good things. Congressman Simpson's been absolutely incredible for our area and our region here. So if you have a chance to, and you see him in the next little while, if it would be more than appropriate to thank him for the work that he's done there.
I think he's the one that actually got some of the funds for the fire station in McCammon also.
Got the funds for the fire station in McCammon. He really has put a focus on our region, and he's really truly done a lot of really good things. I know he got some money to help Ammon, the city of Ammon, with some stuff as well, and so he's done a lot of really good things. A couple of other things that are happening in around. Oh, I just lost my page. A couple other things that are happening around. Tomorrow, we have 4 officers that will be receiving the Idaho Medal of Honor Award. We'll be traveling to Boise, where the state attorney general will be giving that award to our 4 officers. 2 of the officers were the ones that jumped in the Highline Canal when the car was turned upside down and saved Mrs. Farron is her name, her life, as they broke a window out and got her out of the car, and they're being recognized for that. And then 2 of the officers were involved in the shooting that happened over off 7th Street or 7th or 8th Street, that shooting a while back. The 2 officers that were involved in that shooting also received an award from the U.S. Attorney General for that very incident. So it was really a neat thing that happened there. They were recognized. There were 18 awards from the U.S. Attorney General, and the City of Pocatello police officers received 2 of the 18 for that incident. So that was really a neat thing. In fact, what happened while we were in D.C. Getting that award, we had gotten the award. I'm going to chase a rabbit down a hole. But we had gotten an award, and the award, they had gotten it, and we had gone back to the hotel, we had changed and everything, and then we went back to go through some museums. We had just finished going through the museums, and we were coming out, and we were actually splitting up because we were going to our car and they were going to go to their car. We were splitting up, and after we split up, we crossed this busy road, and all of a sudden an ambulance comes down the road and stuff, and so we're like, well, that's weird, but okay, it's a big city, that happens all the time. Well, we got met up with our officers again. They had, as they were walking to their car, there was a child that had choked on something that was turning blue, that they literally, 2 Pocatello police officers in Washington, D.C., after receiving this award for the shooting that they had been in, saved this little child's life and got the child breathing again, got what was stuck in his throat removed, and then the ambulance and everybody showed up and they hauled him off. But literally our officers right here, had they not been there, the child would have been deceased. And so it's kind of interesting and kind of fun to be able to see, what they do, no matter where they are, they're ready to serve, and so that was really neat. Then on the Thursday, those 4 officers will be recognized again in Pocatello here at an award ceremony there at City Hall that you'd be welcome to attend if you would like to.
What time on Thursday?
I should have known that before I said you.
We can find that out.
Thursday will be 11 o'clock.
Yeah, 11 o'clock.
In the Pocatello City Council chambers.
Okay.
You're welcome to attend if you would like to. A couple other things. This Friday is the ISU's Alumni Center dedication, so they'll be dedicating the Alumni Center this Friday. I think that's also at 11 o'clock or noon or somewhere close to that. And then one of my favorite activities throughout the city every year is the Greek Festival, and this Saturday, August 26th, will be the Greek Festival. That if you have never attended, I would highly recommend doing it, but I would get there early because the line goes for 2 or 3 or 4 blocks. But it's a great event, and it's a really neat thing. Couple other things that we've done. We've wrapped our budget up. I want to thank Christy for her help on our budget and working with our CFO and working with the CFO to help him understand everything that he needed to. She's absolutely amazing, and I want to publicly thank her for what she's done. And for us and for the city. She is truly a person that if you don't hold on to, I will take.
That's what I was gonna say, keep your hands off.
Back off. This
We already tried.
I'm not gonna ever deny I haven't tried.
I'm gonna call the marshal.
One of these days.
Push a button.
That's right. That's right. I'm not running from it. I'm not hiding from it. I'm just telling you, it is what it is. I've tried. You're lucky to have her, but I appreciate all that she does. Thank you very much for your help. She's an amazing employee you have there. And then the last thing that I have is, it's been a concern on our minds. We have, and you've worked with our police, or our fire chief, on this toning system and that we have here. It was a $690,000 purchase. I believe that he spoke to you since,
Last week.
and they've got that down to, he's actually got that whittled down to, I think, 5 something now. We're hoping that the county is prepared to spend some money on that. I think his ask to the county was $200,000 this time. I would just want to put in perspective in what I look at. Number one, it's the most important thing we can do. It's a matter of saving lives. And it's citizens in Pocatello and citizens everywhere throughout the county. Pocatello has said, let's get it, let's make it happen regardless. And we're hoping that the county will step up and do that. It's mostly for ambulance, for the ambulance, and the ambulance calls that we have for EMS are just over 80% of the calls that we receive at the fire department is for ambulance. The city of Pocatello, we're asking for a lot less than 80% of the cost of that toning system, and so we're hoping that you will at least come up with the $200,000 that he's asking for. I believe that's what he told me he was going to ask the county for, and so hopefully that is available and that you'll be able to do that. If not, we have worked through the budget. We're working, and I'll find the money somewhere else if I have to. It's that important for the citizens of Pocatello to have, and then we'll just have to see what happens as we move forward with other things. But this toning alert system is a pretty important piece of the pie there for us. We've had too many times where it doesn't work. We probably should have had this discussion 10 years ago. Unfortunately, maybe not unfortunately, but we take everything as long as we can possibly get out of it. We push vehicles and stuff around before we end up buying them, it feels like sometimes. And so this is one of those vehicles we've just been pushing, and we beg and plead that it will work when it needs to. So it is something that we are moving forward with, and hopefully we can get that support from the county on. And that's my quick report. Wasn't so quick.
Comments, questions?
No, appreciate it. Thanks for the invite to the police thing. Those are awesome.
I think that's a big deal. If you would let the sheriff know too, that'd be nice.
Thanks for filling us in.
Absolutely.
I was at a CBIC board meeting the other day, Southeast Idaho Behavioral Crisis Center. We have an opening on that board. It was Chief Giverson. And when we talked about it the first time, we talked about somebody from Pocatello filling the other slots. And I wanted your permission to talk to somebody, or if you have somebody you'd like to be on there.
I would like to talk to you about it, but yes, I think it's important to have somebody from the city doing it, but I'd be more than happy to have a discussion. I don't know exactly. Southeast Idaho
Behavioral Crisis Center.
It's
right there.
That across the street from, I've just never heard it called CBIC. And so, an acronym, a new one, great. Yeah, I think that it would be appropriate to have maybe somebody from our police department, somebody from the fire department, either one of them.
Yeah.
That's the they deal with those.
I told them that I had a meeting with you this week, and I'd bring it up to you, and then
Yeah.
I'd get back with you and
Yeah, I think.
see what direction you'd like us to
I'd be
go.
more than happy to see somebody working on that and be on that, for sure.
I'm not sure what direction it's gonna go. The state has changed the way it's being financed and everything. It's gonna stay the same way it is right now, at least through April of '24.
Okay,
After that, I don't know how the board will actually be set up, so it could be, we assign people for a 2-year term generally,
yeah.
but I'm not sure what it's how it's gonna end up.
Well, we can, whatever it is, wherever we can help, that would be nice. And you can count the city in,
Okay.
and we'll go from there. The state's interesting, you know, we've got that special attorney general council that pulls millions and millions and millions of dollars, or saves millions and millions and millions of dollars on criminal charges and stuff like that. And we support that at $10,000 or $15,000 a year, and different entities throughout the area does. But the state, they put in 70% or some 50%, I think, is what they put in. But it's something that saves so much money for the Department of Justice in Idaho here. They should probably be paying for all of it. I don't know why they don't, because we're saving them so much money, but it is what it is. So whatever direction the crisis center goes, it's something that's important that I think it saves a lot of money, and it saves lives. So
Well, they've been real busy here in the last little bit. I mean,
yeah,
they've had record numbers, so
we would like record low numbers, not
Yeah,
record high
well,
numbers.
it's better to have them there than at the hospital. And
Absolutely.
they said that actually the hospital has become the #1 referral now instead of the police departments.
Well, that's good, I guess.
So we're
Unless the hospital's just full, and that's why they're sending them.
but we got a good crew there.
Yeah, that's
about to
good.
do, so
Yeah, Matt does an incredible job over
yeah,
there.
yeah.
He really does.
And then like was mentioned, the village, it's just gonna add to our community and our county.
The village is another one that just, it's something that we need. It's one thing I probably should have mentioned. We've started a campaign. You're seeing some signs around the city and stuff right now, and it will really go live. It's kind of a soft rollout right now with schools starting. The Be Kind, or it's a Kind campaign. It's you belong, you're valued, and you matter. We're just trying to get people to think twice, you know. And I attended a funeral of a young man last Friday. That's what his sister said. If he would have just held on. So when you're the darkest moments, just stay, please, just stay, because the community came out and supported this young man after a suicide, because it shouldn't happen. And if we can just get somebody to think, I matter at the right moment, you know, or I'm valued at
He
the
was our
right
employee.
second. Yeah, I know that.
So we next month is Suicide Prevention Month. We're gonna put a soft campaign out ourselves. I know his family has put out some dialogue there, just stay or something like.
Well, maybe what would be nice if you wanted to, I'd be more than happy to meet with somebody, because I started that campaign.
Okay.
Been working on it for a long time. It was supposed to start last May, and we finally got it all going. We're gonna go with billboards and stuff in September, the middle of September, with these same things. And then this is gonna be a year-long campaign I've been raising money for, and we've got some incredible community partners that jump on board, and with their money and their time and their efforts and things to help with some of this stuff. And so if you wanted, we're getting some billboards. If you wanted to at least think about what we can do and combine the two campaigns, be more than happy
I had a conversation
See
with
what
our
that looks
coroner last night, talking about something like this, and he talked about putting together a proclamation and then all the cities in the county doing that, so it shows a united effort in this, and so we'll be reaching out.
We will have a proclamation, I believe, on the 7th at our council meeting. A suicide prevention proclamation. I'm not sure if it'll be the 7th or if it'll be another day, but I think it's going to be the 7th.
Okay, I'll have Tori reach out to her.
Okay.
Talk about that.
All right.
Yeah.
It's a crisis time at this point in my opinion.
Like you said, especially with school starting,
Yeah.
it's challenging.
So you'll see those signs around, and pretty soon you'll see some billboards, and then next month you'll see another. You'll probably see these billboards for a month anyway, and then we'll go to a phase 2 of this campaign and see if we can figure out another thing. We've got, I've been working with the school district, with Idaho State University, with the city of Pocatello, the KIND organization, and a couple of, the city of Pocatello, and then a couple of just community members. And then we've got some corporations. ICCU is a big sponsor and supporter of it. Lookout Credit Union is also a big sponsor and supporter of it. Doctors Naheem and Fahim Rahim are big supporters of it. And so the JRM Foundation, and then I'm working to see if we can get some more money from Idaho State University to
I
do
know
that.
the health department has a walk or something that they was doing too.
Do you know what, and Southeast Idaho Public Health is also involved in that campaign and
Okay.
with us, and so, but yeah,
Okay.
they have a walk. That walk is coming out of darkness, or walking out of darkness, and that is coming up. I forget the date of that.
I just
I had that, I forget when that is.
hearing all these things here in the last little bit, and I think that we ought to combine efforts instead of all going in.
It always seems to be good when everybody's kind of aligned, and instead of trying to reinvent the wheel 15 times.
Yeah.
And so whomever you have that you've asked to do something like that, if they want to reach out to me, I'm more than happy to do that.
Okay, I'll reach out to Tori and have him
Okay.
contact your office.
Sounds good. We'll have them do that.
All right.
Blue Cross Foundation is also getting involved. We're working with them to get involved in this as well, because they see the value in it as well. So,
Well, thank you.
Anything from the county that I need to?
Can't think of anything off the top of my head.
We finally got a rock concert coming.
Got you a rock concert. I will tell you, I like the concerts you had, so.
It's been good to see that facility being taken over by the county and
Yeah.
run a little different.
Yeah, I
So,
think you've done a good job up there with those concerts and those things, so.
other than that,
It's good.
Okay, thank you,
thank you.
appreciate it, have a great week.
Thank you.
Sheriff
Mark.
Manu confirmed he'll be at that ceremony.
He'll be there on Thursday. Perfect. Thank you.
You bet.
All right, Christie.
Christy Clouser, Bannock County Comptroller. I just wanted to make the formal, Dave, do you want to come up? I just wanted to have the formal acceptance of the FY24 Indigent Defense Grant. The state awarded us a total of $1,084,000. Actually, it's $1,314,000, sorry, because they also have us use some prior rollover monies. We received $362,000 and change in our formula award, and then $951,000 in the workload compliance. That request is just about $130,000 less than what we received in FY23. But based on the budget that Dave requested, I think we will be okay with funding what we need.
But we didn't
Um,
utilize everything that we got in '23, right?
We haven't yet, which
So-
is why we had rollover money.
Yeah.
I did reach out to Jared Ricks because the salaries that are in the workload compliance portion haven't changed since FY '22. So they don't have the 7% increase that was given last year, well, this year, or the 1% plus the step for next year. So I think I have a workaround that I confirmed with Jared Ricks. He emailed me while I was in the meeting. What we're gonna do is, we will go with the budgeted amount that's within the grant, by line item, and then any overage, we will take out of the formula grant. So I just need to work through those numbers.
What we've done in the past few years, because they just haven't increased. And the reason there were, I'm sorry, Dave Martinez, public defender. The reason there's some left over is from positions we couldn't fill previously. But I am almost there. We're at 16 now. So.
We've got seven attorneys within the workload compliance, and then 3.5 staff members. And then they didn't increase the amount for rent, which we estimated at about $120,000 for next year. They only gave us $85,000, so we'll have to pick up that overage out of the formula grant. So as soon as I get all the numbers put together, run through them with Dave, then we should have a set budget for next year. And we'll just have to make accommodations for the monies that we've got.
Questions?
Okay. Jason did sign this last week because it only required the clerk to, but per county policy, it's the board that accepts the award. So that's the formality we're doing today.
So, Mr. Chair, I would make a motion that we formally accept the 2024 Indigent Defense Financial Assistance Agreement as discussed.
Motion, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any questions?
Your paper didn't have a stamp for us to sign there?
No.
Okay.
Most of our grant awards don't. It's just the formal acceptance by the board, so just the motion will be, because we don't turn anything into the state.
Okay.
The state's already got what they need. It was awarded. You signed for the award, or for the application.
That's what, it usually has a stamp there. that we
Only
should-
for the application, not
Application.
for the award.
Yeah.
So just like any other grant, we'll just take the motion that we can actually accept the monies and perform the action.
You got an official signature also. All right.